My personal memories of Mount Washington go back many years. After Master accepted me for ashram training, one of the disciples drove me from hometown of Salt Lake City. We arrived late in the evening of November 1931. She brought me to the front porch of the administration building and said, "Wait a moment, I will go see where Swamiji is." Standing there on the porch, I thought to myself, this is paradise. The grounds of those days were mostly unlandscaped, and the building had only the simplest of furnishing and amenities. But I felt as if I had entered heaven. After a time, someone came down the front stairs and said, "Come, Swamiji wants to see you." In his sitting room on the third floor, a group of disciples were gathered around him. I joined them, sitting on the floor, while he talked with us informally about many subjects. There was a wonderful childlike simplicity in Master's nature, and he had a marvelous way of making you feel at home, no matter how shy you might be. After a little while, he dismissed the others and said to me, "Would you like to see the lights of the city?" We went upstairs to the fourth floor and out to the upper porch. As we walked around, he pointed to the different areas of the city. "That is downtown Los Angeles, out there," he said. "Over there is Hollywood. That is Glendale. And that is Pasadena. We are right in the center of the city, and yet we are in our own paradise here on Mount Washington." I have never forgotten those moments with Master and the first view of the city at night. I was enthralled, for it was unlike anything I had ever seen before. It was a veritable sea of light surrounding us. The stillness and beauty were magnificent. Now and then, when I am enjoying that view late at night, those memories come back to me. I remember too the hooting of the owls and the songs of other night birds living in this hill. The Mount Washington Center was not at first an ashram where only monastic disciples resided. Students came from different parts of the country, drawn here after having met Guruji and taken his classes in various cities. Some would stay for a month or two, others for longer period, and a few stayed permanently. For some time after I first arrived, there were only about 12 people living there. In those early years in Mount Washington, each morning we arose at 5 and at 5:30 gathered here downstairs, where Master taught us from the Bhagavad Gita and the New Testaments. We meditated with him for half an hour. Then we went out to work on the grounds, pulling weeds, sweeping, whatever needed to be done. Following our early morning duties, we had a light breakfast. At 9 o'clock, we started our regular day's assignment. There were just handful of us to do everything, the official work corresponding with the members, the painting and maintenance of the building, gardening, cooking, house cleaning, magazine, lessons, master's books.
One of the most vital points, I think, on the spiritual path is the ability to see every day as a new, fresh day, a new beginning, and above all, the importance of practicing His presence from the moment we awaken in the morning until the moment we fall asleep at night. That was the training that Guruji gave all of us disciples. There was one statement that he made constantly, and that was, just give it to God, or keep your mind more on God. These are statements that Master made to the devotees all the time. I can think of the endless times when one of us might comment upon having a cold or having some particular physical problem, and Master's guidance was simply this: well, do your best and give it to God. Throughout all the years, I can remember those words, and they echo in my consciousness. I remember Master saying to us often that one of the great delights of this world was never to get used to anything. That impressed me many, many years ago when Master said that to us. And I tell you truthfully that I have never come to Encinitas or entered the grounds of Mount Washington without feeling a great thrill, as if it's the first time I was entering those grounds. I think this attitude is developed when we really do practice that ideal of not taking anything or anyone for granted. There's always that ever new ability to appreciate things, to appreciate the people with whom we live, to appreciate the environment in which we live, to appreciate everything every day that God gives to us.
Night has flown, down has come. Wake my children, wake, wake my children, wake, wake my children, wake. Night has flown, down has come. Wake my children, wake, wake my children, wake. Sitting in the asana of meditation, sitting in the asana of meditation, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet.
He said so many wonderful things. You know, Guruji was very, very, very much opposed to gossip. I must tell you that this was one of the things he absolutely was intolerant of. And he often spoke of this when he gave lectures and classes throughout the country. He used to say it is one of the most vicious, cruel habits that mankind indulges in. And he said, I often say to people who come to me with gossip, I have heard what you have said about these individuals. Now I want you to sit here and talk against yourself. Bring to my attention your faults, because you have them also. That soon wakens an individual and makes him realize that Master meant what he said when he said no gossip. This is what he said on an occasion, and it's beautiful. This little tiny mouth we have is like a cannon, and words are the bullets. They explode many things. Do not talk unless and until you think your words are going to do some good. Guruji goes on to say, we must never concentrate on others' faults. That is the illusion, to be interested in others' mistakes when we have plenty to clean in our own mental home. First, clean out your own home, said Guruji.
Night has flown, dawn has come. Wake my children, wake. Wake my children, wake. Wake my children, wake.
On another occasion, Guruji goes on to say, the devotee who would know God must learn to be more silent and listen to the voice of love within. He must learn to live love in his life and to practice it first within his heart and then express it outwardly. How many times in our lives we want to hurt people? And again, Master was quite intolerant of this habit. And this is a beautiful illustration Master used to say to us. See the rose. You pick a fragrant rose and crush it in your hands, and it gives off a sweet fragrance. That's the way the devotee of God should be. No matter how he is crushed by unkindness from anyone, he always gives off the sweet fragrance of forgiveness. Master said, if God were to send 10,000 Jesus Christs to redeem you, you cannot be redeemed unless you make the effort yourself. No great soul can help you unless you help yourself. Divine law has no limitations. You are already the child of God. You must make the effort yourself.
Sitting in the asana of meditation, sitting in the asana of meditation, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet. Night has flown, dawn has come. Wake my children, wake. Wake my children, wake. Sitting in the asana of meditation, sitting in the asana of meditation, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet, thinking of the Guru's lotus feet. Sitting in the asana